Alright, guys, welcome back to another episode of another weekly review for the month, for this particular month of October. Alright, and for this particular week of October. Alright, so for this particular week, as you can see that the dollar has been bullish, alright. So what we are still going to look for is to buy the dollar even for this particular month. Okay, so we are going to be buying the dollar for this particular month. Alright, so any little movements downwards will be to re-enter. Alright, so right now you can see that the market was bullish, created an order block, alright, contested one, and then we have a support right here, alright, from this old high. So we'll expect the market to come, fill up this little fair value gap, and we'll still expect it to at least try to come to this particular support. Alright, so let's look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour and see what we should be expecting. We have a particular order block here resting on this support area right here. So we expect the markets to at least drop down to this particular point, and then once we see a reaction, then we buy. So, or it could come back to this other block from the daily, right? It could drop down to this particular place, and then we buy. So once this one fails, then we look for this to buy it up. Alright, so first of all, sell it down. This way is a sell, then to buy. Alright, so that's what we will be looking for. Alright, so we are still looking for what this particular high to be taken. Alright, so that's what we are looking for. And we have these imbalances to be filled. Okay, so we are still going to be bullish on the dollar. So let's take a look at what we should be expecting from the Euro USD. Let's see. Alright, so since we are going to be bullish on the dollar, we are going to be bearish on Euro USD. So we have this old low, right? We have this other block here, so the market can actually come to have some support. Some resistance right here for us to actually sell it down. Alright, so you could see the market actually coming to this particular point. Let me use faster method. You can see the market actually coming to this particular point. Alright, come to this particular point, and then we sell, or to this particular order block, and then we continue to sell. So likewise, we check for the 4 hour. Alright, so for the 4 hour, do we see there is an order block here? Well, I would not be expecting this order block to be retested. Rather, I will expect this market to just come, maybe fill up some of these imbalances, come to this particular point, and then continue lower, or the last time will be this particular point, and then it go lower. Alright, so you might see, let's look at it from a 1 hour and see. Okay, so you might actually see the markets stomp hunt this particular points. Okay, actually some liquidity taken. Alright, before we see low, but I will not be expecting that. So if I see any movements, any of my confirmation right here, then I'm selling it. All right, so we have two places of entry here, and the stop hunt, the liquidity taken from here, then we sell. So that's what we'll be expecting. And let's take a look at the pounds. All right, so okay, this, so for the pound we are still bearish again, and then we'll look for the market to actually trade to this particular, perhaps this particular order block, or taking out this high again. Just take it out, come to this particular point, find some resistance, and then continue going lower. All right, so we want to see this pair actually go lower. Yep, so you want to see this pair actually go lower to take out this low, and then eventually this low. Okay, so we will still be bearish on the pound, and then let's see. Okay, so we would like to this market to actually go higher, maybe towards halfway of this imbalance right here, which is exactly at this resistance. All right, it's actually on this resistance, so this will be a good point to actually sell the pounds. But if this fails, then we have this particular point to actually consider, this particular point right here. Alright, before finally this well, I don't think it's going to come to this other block. If it comes to this other block, then we'll be expecting this high to be raided as well. So see that this particular point or this point, those are my two preferred entry to sell the pounds. Okay, so take note of that, and let's go for, let's see gold. What goods? Alright, so for the gold daily, looking at daily, we are going to be bearish, although I will not be too bearish, but I'll still, because we're on this particular place. Okay, so I would have expected market to actually take out this high, but it didn't. But nevertheless, we are still going to be bearish from this particular, the market came here to this particular daily order block, so we are going to expect to sell this particular pair, taking out this low, right? And this low, we are still expecting this equal low to be taken, so we are going to be bearish for that equal low to be taken. And then from the 4 hour, what can we see on the 4 hour? On the 4 hour, we expect the market to go higher, taking out this equal high. All right, coming back to this particular order block. Okay, then, or yeah, coming to this particular order block, taking out this equal high, and then we see it coming lower. All right, so that's what I will be expecting for this. Okay, I'm expecting this to occur. If it doesn't occur, then maybe this high, this lower high can be taken again, and then we see it going lower. But all the same, I'll be looking for this equal highs to be taken. All right, coming back to this what other block, and then we find a confirmation for it to go lower, or you look for your confirmation to actually sell it down. So I don't want to buy goods as of now, I want to sell it. All right, so it will be preferred we sell gold. And so next, uh, so although as you can see, we can see that there is actually kind of like a trend line trading going on right here. So it would be best for us to see it upset, maybe coming to this particular place. Alright, just shift a little bit, come back to this particular place, but I don't see it happening. We'll just be going down low. Alright, so I want to see this trend line work. Alright, so that's what I'll be expecting. And next is let's take a look at the AUD USD and see what we can find for this particular pair. Okay, so the market has actually been bearish for a while. So right now this market is what I don't want to trade for now, because the market though is bearish, but we see it's actually in a compressed manner. So there will be a huge displacement, either upward or lower. So that's what I'm expecting. Alright, so but I'm still expecting this low to be taken anyway. Once this low is taken, perhaps comes to this particular area right here. Alright, so yep. When it comes to this particular area, this equal lows, then take it once more, and then I'll be expecting this markets to actually trade higher. But for now, we'll go with what we have aligned for the currency. We'll try to see if we can sell this particular pair, because right now it is what at a daily order block. Okay, so we have to go for the, let's check for the 4 hour. 4 hour, what do we see? Liquidity taking, we are back to this other block. So we could actually see the market taking out these equal highs of liquidity before going down, or it could just find some reaction on this particular order block. So we are going to look for instances to see which of them would work. Okay, so let's take this off. Looking at this from the 1 hour, as you can see clearly the equal is particularly right there. All right, so what could we see? Okay, so we could actually see the market coming to this particular we already on this particular order block, so we can actually see the market selling from this particular point, but take note of this particular high. For me, I would like to see this this equal high taken again, then before I will look for the markets to sell downward. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking for. All right, so we could actually see okay, so we could actually see this, though it has been tested, but you can actually see the market reversing from here. But all this here, it will be an early entry, because it may also go up again. There's stomp hunt people that took it in early, then come to this particular, maybe half of this particular black candle, alright, come to the halfway point there, and then sell again. But I'll still be looking for the stomp, the hunting of these equal highs. Alright, so take note of those before we sell. Alright, and then next is let's look for chef. Okay, so we are bullish on the chef, on the USD chef, and we are still going to be bullish, even though it's still in a compressed form, but we are still going to be bullish, because we are looking for this high actually to be taken. Okay, so we are looking for that high to be taken. So what do we see? All right, so from the 4 hour, we want this equal lows to be taken again, so the market could just come down, take down this equal lows, and then we see it going higher. So let's look at it from the 1 hour and see if we can have a better view. All right, so from the 1 hour we see the equal lows right here. So one market will just come touch particular, trade lower, take out this low, and then resume higher. Alright, so that's what we'll be expecting. So once it occurs like that, we look for our confirmation and entry, and then we rise the market higher. Alright, so that's it for the chef. And then let's see the Euro JPY. Euro JPY, what do we expect for this? Euro JPY would actually expect okay, so the fair of the market came, take out this uh already take out that equal lows. So what do we expect right here? So we are expecting the market to actually come again. This is also another equal lows. This is another high that the market did not take out. So the market will expect this high. Alright, so we will look for the market to actually trade lower again, take out this high, this low, and then if it still continues to be bearish, right, so we'll take out this, we'll come to this particular support region. All right, so we'll still be bearish on the euro JPY. Okay, so let's see from this aspect, what can we expect? All right, so yeah. All right, so wait for the market to actually come, take out this high, come to this particular point. All right, and then resume markets going lower. So we want to actually sell this particular euro JPY. Okay, so next is the euro US card. So for the US card, alright, so what I'm expecting for the market has been bullish, like I could say, so we are still going to be bullish, alright, following the underlying expectation for the dollar. So but we want the market to actually trade lower, taking out this low, alright. It might not come to this particular block, but if we would likely put it in mind that it might trade to this particular block. So but for me, I just want to actually come, maybe take out this low, alright, and then resume higher. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we have these lows, these liquidities, alright. So market will just come, take out this liquidity and then go higher. But let's be careful, it might actually come to this particular. So if it fails to go higher, then this will be the last stand for the bearish move. So if it takes out this place again, then you're going to be what, bearish. But if it does not take it out, claim, maybe you respect it, they are going to be bullish. So I'm actually going to be bullish on this particular pair, US card. Okay, yeah. So let's see USR. Finally, the last one will be USR. So for the USR, this so it does work. We are bullish, right? So we are bullish for the USR. So we have this equal, almost equal highs to be taken. So we expected that equal highs to be taken. Okay, all right. So we expect the market to actually trade lower. It might not come to this particular block. Let's see from the 4 hours, see what we can actually look for. All right. So for the 4 hour, we can expect the market to actually trade with this particular support area. We have another block here. So this is the support area. So you can actually see the market trade lower. Then comes to the particular block right here. Finds to support at this region, at this particular region. So if this lose this low, if we trade lower and then close below this low, then we are expected to go lower, maybe take out this low. But I don't see that happening. I see it respecting this particular point right here and then trade higher. Then what will be our target? This equal for the week, this equal highs. Okay, so that's what we'll be expecting. So guys, I hope this is insightful. I hope you learned one or two things from this. Remember, this is not just what I trade, this is just a spiral way of how I've just analyzed something. Alright, so if you want to understand how we trade, what we look for, what are the specific things that we see, how we pick out our regions to use, then we have to actually get the course. Alright, so you have to actually get the course, go to our Telegram group and you'll see the information there. Okay, alright, so make sure you subscribe and like this video. Alright, it's helpful and encouraging to know that people are actually getting something from this. Okay, alright guys, I wish you a very good trading week. All right, so stay safe. I will see you next week.